Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your monthly tarot reading. This is going to be a tarot reading for the people born under the Magician card, the Wheel of Fortune card and the Sun card. And if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, there will be a link in the description box below to work it out and then find the appropriate reading. Now today I'm going to be using the really badly drawn tarot deck by Friend One, and I reviewed this really fun deck on my channel. There will also be a link in the description box below if you would like to check out the deck and maybe even get it for yourself. So I hope you're doing well and that these first couple of days in the months have been good to you. And I'm going to start shuffling the cards, so if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths. So what is the main energy for the month of May for my Aquarians born under the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card, please? So the main energy for you is the World. Wow, beautiful card. Okay, obviously I will go through the meanings when all the cards are out. So how are they advised to show up to maximize this beautiful energy, please? And you're advised to embody the energy of the Knight of Wands. Alright. What do my Aquarians need to hear for their highest good for the month of May, please? So we have the Seven of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, a lot of mental energy going on there. Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles, so we've got two sixes as well, which is good. And the Ace of Pentacles, two aces, awesome. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work that you may or may not be aware of, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful. And you can see how we jump from the Ace to the Ten, which is awesome. Shows progress that comes very fast. So we have two major cards of end of a cycle completion, but more importantly, they both are very, very positive cards regarding outcome, whether we're looking at your family life, romantic life, business life, financial life, whatever the case may be, because this is the Pentacle energy, which is earth energy, so it refers to your everyday life. So it could be home life, work life, careers, financial assets, that kind of stuff. And the Ten of Pentacles, I mean, it's my favorite minor arcana because it's having worked hard, you know, having overcome all the challenges that came your way and having reached a stage where you are prosperous and abundant, whether this is emotionally, spiritually or financially or all of the above. This is also having made your mark. You know, it's referred to as the card of the legacy, having built something on strong foundation, something that's going to last. So obviously this may represent a deep commitment, this may represent a career that's solid, a business that, you know, you've got like a brand name now that's well known. Obviously take what resonates, you're here for different reasons, but this is the energy underlying, and this is, you know, where you're being guided to. And as your main energy you have the World. Now the World is the ultimate energy of ending a cycle, and it's like leveling up if you play games. If not, if that doesn't speak to you, that reference, it is being successful. It's having learned all of the lessons in a cycle and going through that portal basically and graduating. You know, you've grown, you know, it can represent victory. It can be, if you've been feeling poorly, it can be beating a disease, that kind of thing. Obviously, I don't give medical advice, but I'm just telling you the possible messages that this card could show. It's a beautiful energy to have for the month. I mean, you know, it's triumphant, really. So although I can see that we have a lot of mental energy going on here, you have success happening. And your spirit team is advising you to embody the characteristic of the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands, Knights generally speaking, represents taking action, moving forward. So I really like this energy because it shakes things up. And when you combine it with the Wands energy, which is fire, this represents your deepest desire, your passion, your willpower to see something through. So the Knight of Wands is someone, obviously no genders attached, just the energy, who's going to go for it. Whatever it is that they want, they're going to go for it. They're not going to think twice. They're not going to let their insecurities or their doubts stop them. They're just going to follow what their heart desires. So it's a very active energy and empowering, and this is what you are advised to embody. Now, again, you're sovereign of your life. I never presume to tell you what to do. This is the messages I'm getting. So we have the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So the aces, and you have to, they represent a brand new beginning. They are the origin or the seed of the suit. So they hold the potential of it. So the Ace of Wands is a very exciting offer or proposition or door that open for you. And it can be a creative outburst. It can be, you know, like a passionate, brand new relationship, going on a trip, you know, around the world, for instance, anything that really excites you. Obviously, we're all different. Not everything that I'm mentioning is going to speak to you because, you know, we are individuals, but there's that. And then we have this Seven of Swords. So this is to do with your thoughts, your ideas, truth and communication. So the Seven of Swords is a card of work smarter, not harder. As you can see, he's stealing the swords so that he doesn't have to fight and potentially die the following day. So this is a card of tactics. This is saying do something that maybe you didn't think of in the first place, or that you didn't think you could do. Think out of the box. Use tactics is what I'm hearing. On the flip side of this may be, with a brand new beginning, this may have been someone who wasn't, upfront, trying to be polite about this, but, you know, someone who didn't have your highest good in their mind, and someone who may have been looking after themselves, and may have missold this opportunity to you. That's for some of you, so take what resonates. For others, you've had to do something out of the ordinary, you know, to embrace this kind of energy. But what I'm getting very strongly right now, if I'm honest, is the energy of somebody having kind of not being totally honest with you about this proposition. And it can be a romantic proposition, it can be a business proposition, whatever the case may be. And you've moved on from that, or you are moving on from that. The Six of Swords is that energy. I mean, I love the sixes because this is the energy of overcoming the challenge and harmony coming back, because 5 is a disruptive energy. So the Six of Swords is having reflected on what happened and taking the lessons with you, and you're leaving all of the worries behind, and you started to look forward to the future in a more optimistic manner. So it's a card of healing in a way, but it may also denote for some of you travel, because the world may like literally represent the world, and because we've got those two cards, for some of you there may be a big trip in the cards for you during this month. But as I said, that's just for some of you. Otherwise, it's just having learned what you needed to learn from this, and, you know, starting to rebuild yourself mentally and emotionally, and looking towards the future a little bit more optimistic. Because we have the Six of Pentacles, another six energy, another harmony coming back. Now this refers to your everyday life, so it's the perfect equilibrium between giving and receiving, between moments of calm and moments of excitement. It's just that idea of balance coming back to you, and you know, you rebuilding yourself is what I'm hearing. And then towards the end of the month, we see the Ten of Swords arrive, which is the end of this cycle. This is you being in total state of acceptance. The Ten of Swords for me is the release card. It's, I've looked at the situation, I've gone through the pain, I have learnt the lessons I needed to learn, and now I can move on. And when we get to that stage, it is incredibly liberating. It feels like there is a weight that's been lifted off of our shoulders. And with the World being the final card in the Major Arcana, which is a major completion, because obviously the minors deal with the day-to-day events, situations and people, whereas the Major Arcana deal with the big energies on our life path. So you have two cards indicated the end of a cycle, but this is coming to terms within in your head, which enables you to free yourself, let it go, grow from the experience. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles, which is a much better offer than this Ace of Wands, because the Ace of Wands, although very tempting because it's very exciting, it really taps into what we want, what we really desire. The Ace of Pentacles is a much more concrete offer. This is a pragmatic, very grounded offer. So it could be anything to do with your everyday life. So a little lump of money if you need, I don't know, to put a deposit on a home, for instance, or to start a business. It could be a career promotion, or you could be headhunted for a better job. It could be, if you're an artist, being offered a spot to display your artwork in a gallery. I mean, literally, it can be pretty much anything. You could be making an offer on a home and it gets accepted, for instance. It's that kind of thing. So, and this is either triggered by you releasing what you've been through, or this offer comes in and this triggers the release because you realize that there's something better. Because what you want is obviously something solid, the Ten of Pentacles, something that's going to last and that's going to bring you prosperity and abundance. And remember that you're advised to embody the energy of the Knight of Wands. So when this Ace of Pentacles comes in, when this offer, this door that opens, whatever the case may be, then you're advised to really go for it, and go for it passionately, without doubt in your heart, and confidently as well, which is one of the traits of the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to grab a final card for you. So can we have a closing message, please? This one right here. The Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is a card that it's like telling you to be cautious about being overwhelmed by options. This is reflecting upon things that are offered to you, and maybe feeling a little bit anxious at the thought of making the decision and making a mistake, which is completely understandable. If you've had a false start with this Ace of Wands here, I see why the card is here, because you have another offer and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or maybe even doubt yourself. But bearing in mind, you went through the Six of Swords, which is the lesson learned, and then the release. There should be absolutely no doubt in your head, and just go for it is the advice that you are being given anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.